in the form Nidalee, in the jungle top lane Morgana, and mid lane LeBlanc resulted in them being very easily atomized against when they fell behind.
Yeah, let's take a look at the bans coming out from the Bangkok Titans as well as IGL. This is game number 2. BKT will be playing on the blue side. IG Legends playing on the red side. It's going to be the Sion, the Zed, and the Zac ban. Jarvan was their second ban in the game. It is still the second ban in this game for game number 2. BKT taking out Rek'Sai this time. So banning out a slightly different jungler than they did in game number 1. I believe it was a Sejuani ban. They might be looking to force the ban out from IG Legends or take Sejuani in their first rotation.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's very smart because on the red side, if you take Sejuani, on the red side, you can leave the Rek'Sai open. If they take it, you just take Sejuani, which is fine. But now they force Insidious Gaming Legends. Do they use a ban on the Sejuani or do they let Bangkok Titans have that? Of course, they have to ban that away because 7X, all he has to do is get in a good position to use the Glacial Prison and that will win fights for you.
Yeah, we might see a Maokai first pick here or possibly a support pick coming out from BKT. Maybe the Lulu here. In their they have first pick, they are on blue side, and I wouldn't be surprised to either see the Maokai or the Lulu lock in unless BKT decides to show something completely different on the blue side strategy.
The Nunu worked pretty well for them the previous game. I wouldn't be surprised if they do take the Lulu, of course. It's a very good enabler because when you pick up Lulu, it allows you to play a very safe wave clear focus. Oh wow, okay, just locking the Graves, taking that away from Valkyrie. But I kind of like the Lulu earlier in the draft because it doesn't show anything about your composition, but similarly, you take that away from Valkyrie, a very comfortable champion, that forces him to play something else.
Yeah, I want to say though, I mean, BKT here could have just allowed IGL to play whatever AD carry they wanted. I think picking up the Lulu or the Maokai would have really just, not say justified, but allowed their team comp to develop a lot faster, a lot better. And the Graves pick, I can't knock it off entirely because it's a good pick. IGL now have the ability to respond to that or pick power picks of their own, and picking up the Lulu and the Sivir here. We talked about Sivir earlier. We speculated if we would see Sivir. I kind of chimed in saying that, you know, IG Legends not one of the best teams to actually use that Sivir comp all too well. And they are a good team fighting team. They have that mid game power. Let's see if they can use that press R in the Sivir to kind of propel their team forward.
Yeah, they do lock in the Lulu for 007, Nunu for 007X, which is fine because that's a champion who's been very comfortable on this past game. And I want to chime in about the IGL pickups here. Lulu for LY4 is a good pickup. He's one of those top laners who's most proficient on AP utility champions, and that's LY4 style now for IGL. So picking that up for him, very good. The Sivir here is more of an enabler because they took away the Graves from Valkyrie, and he can default to the Sivir, pick a composition that allows them to run at BKT and kind of start the fights. But in response, BKT of course pick up that Janna to
disengage.
Yeah, to allow them to disengage from these fights.
Yeah, hence, that's why I said I thought that IG Legends might be picking some very power picks in the early stages of the game. Pick up a good support for Rapier. He usually tends to play those few supports, but he plays really well, and then maybe pick up something for Valkyrie or possibly even Hallelujah, knowing that 77X will be probably playing that Nunu again. Going with that Sivir and Lulu here, and now the Gragas. IG Legends, I mean, I'm still drawing a blank at what they're trying to do here. You know that Lulu and Sivir are enablers. You will have that Morgana. I do fully expect that one to be locked in for Rapier as well. And we will have to see what IG Legends decide to pick up at the end of the day. The Braum here, I'm not too much of a fan of that. A lot of heavy initiation potential right now from IG Legends. Not the best, but very heavy, very big guys going up in front.
The thing is, if they lock in this Braum, it enables them to play a double AD composition. Ezreal and Corki still available, not to mention Urgot. And Insidious Gaming Legends, if they go for the double AD, the Braum enables them to kite fights back and peel for themselves using the Winter's Bite and the passive there.
Maokai is still open as well for the side of BKT. Sorry to cut you off there, but I just really want to talk about the fact that BKT here are playing the exact same composition, changing a few pieces up. It was Lucian earlier as well as Lulu, but right now this team composition just works perfectly fine as well.
This is as you mentioned, a repeat of their Game 1 composition, except now they have a lot more of a stronger kill lane as compared to the previous game. Now double AD, of course, option for IGL here.
Do they want to go for it though? They don't make use of that Lulu Sivir synergy with that double AD comp. In addition to that, Sivir's not the best siege champion. And if you pick someone like Corki or even Ezreal, you just add a little bit more poke to a team that doesn't really do all too much and doesn't even output a lot of damage to begin with in the first place. I mean, Lulu Gragas, depending on where they end up, can deal some amounts of damage, but not a lot. And that final pick here, they are still very flexible. I mean, LY4 can still play their Gragas in the top lane. Lulu could go, for all we know, into the mid lane, as we know it.
Yeah.
And IG Legends here will have that one final piece to lock on in. What do they want to play? It's going to be the Cho'Gath here if they do continue to stick onto that one. And again, I just don't see any damage coming out from this team.
Yeah, this composition is a bit more reliant on being able to get into the fights and lock up a key member. Of course, this case, they want to use the silence onto G4 because Cho'Gath, for now, is one of the champions left with the longest silences in the game, 2.4 seconds. Yep. If you can get it down to G4, that's a lot of damage you minimize from the Cassiopeia. So I kind of get where they're going with this, a bit more tankiness now. They're making use of their 5.6 meta, get the tank front lines. Sivir, when she scales up to that point, her auto attack's going to be hurting for quite a bit, and OI4, as this Lulu, will be looking to disengage. She can go for the damage build even because everyone else in the team is rather self-sustaining.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at ISG team composition, and I don't really want to call them out all too much, but still, it's going to be really interesting to see how they work this composition, because the idea here is that they really want to rush on in. And speaking about BKT, of course, they have won game number 1. Let's take a look at their highlights of the entire GPL Spring 2015 split. This game is going to be that war of attrition that we have here. Game number 2 between Bangkok Titans going up against IG Legends here. What has worked for Bangkok Titans is going to stick. Let's see if IG Legends now can do a better job in game number 2. Both of them posturing up for a jungle invade of sorts. BKT have their number.
Once again, BKT doing that tri-brush group up here. IGL going deep for the invade, so both teams not going to find each other out, except the fact that BKT has a ward there and they know IGL is in their jungle, so they can root around and find a 5v5 early on with the knowledge that IGL is there.
They're going to get spotted out by this ward though.
Always a 4v5, of course. LY4 not there also. I think BKT have a huge advantage here if IGL walk in. Blind Rapier is going to be the one to lead the charge. He finds someone there and they know. They decide to back off. It was Warlock that took the Winter's Bite.
Wow, this is really interesting. That was going to spot out 2 members, 7x, as well as, I believe it was Warlock that's in the area. They now know that it's going to be the duo lane in the bottom as well. So will IG Legends opt for the lane swap?
Yeah, compared to the first game, IGL got a lot more deep vision down. And that allows them to spot out the 2v2 that they want to take, because Valkyrie and Rapier are the better 2v2 lane compared to Lloyd and Valen, without a doubt. So if they do get that 2v2, it's definitely better for them. They could opt to find solo kills against Lloyd and Valen the moment Hallelujah comes down for some help. We'll see if he can finish this Gromp off and finish the jungle first. Of course, it should be that tank CDR Gragas that has become rather popular in recent months.
Yeah, it's kind of a throwback to the late Season 3, early Season 4 days of that Gragas in the top lane and in the jungle for many of the professional teams across all the regions. Bangkok Titans right now just this time opting for the 2v2. It is Insidious Gaming Legends' time to shine. The mid lane matchup is going to be really interesting. Rune against G4. Traditionally, Cho'Gath doesn't do very well against ranged champions in the first place. And in such a short lane, G4 can easily zone Rune out if he also chooses.
Early trading going in the favor of IGL already with the level advantage, and if you look at the summoner spells, G4 took the exhaust, so he wants to be able to use that offensively as well as defensively against Rune. If he can get a good position down, exhaust Rune, land all the Twin Fangs and slow him down, Rune might have to blow an early flash, and if G4 follows up, he could find an early kill. So I think this mid lane gonna be a lot of action going down here.
Yeah, exhaust does not only deny your opponent from going on the offensive, but it allows you to amplify your damage dealt towards that particular champion as well. Bangkok Titans here, of course, if you guys are just joining us, are 1 game up against IGL in this best of 5. Insidious Gaming Legends here now are in the hot seat, I feel. They have to kind of win this one, or they will find themselves at match point, of course. And it's not their match point to win.
Yeah, this early game going very well for IGL so far. This is what they excel at, just safe, standard lanes, no shenanigans early on. Let's get the advantage in the laning phase. Previously, if you remember, it was LY4 who got denied out a lot of experience as Morgana. BKT shoved the big wave up and then pushed him off it. Now in this case, he's going to be getting a lot of safe farm as we see some trading going down in the bot lane once again.
Oh, 7X here, going for the Raptor camp.
Chips passing in the night.
Yeah, not sure if Hallelujah is actually aware of this one. Neither, I don't think, is 7X. Both junglers will now meet each other. Hallelujah here will have the Drunken Rage available. Takes a lot of damage here from that auto attack with the Grump debuff. And 7X actually laughs at Hallelujah on his way out of his own jungle.
Yeah, you can't play Nunu bot without spamming laugh, so 7X has all the masteries of the champion down. Knows it very well to a T.
All the nuances.
Definitely, without a doubt.
So if we take a look at the laning phase here, we actually expected IGL to start winning, but if you look at the trades back and forth, it does seem like the CS advantage is slowly going in favor of Bangkok Titans, at least in some of the lanes. And in the trades between the bottom lane, we expect Valkyrie and Rapier to actually do quite well, but this Braum Silver lane does, I think, we did comment on it before, better in that 2v1 lane versus the 2v2.
Yeah, Hallelujah coming for a gank here, but G4 just swiftly sidesteps off to the side, and it is to be expected though. Cassiopeia, a bit of a lane bully in the mid lane, unless you unless you pressure her when she overextends. Previously we saw IGL put a lot of resources into getting Cassiopeia behind, didn't pay off so much, so this time they give Rune a champion which allows him to scale up. You just let him feast up, get very big and put a lot of damage down.
Yeah,
Bot lane, gonna see some action here.
A little bit of action as well. 7X will be looking for more invade time. I want to see what skills he has decided to scale up. Was it the Consume or the Blood Boil again? It's very likely to be the Blood Boil. Oh, he goes for the Consume this time, so a little bit of a different game plan that we see in game number 2 coming out from 7X.
Yeah, if you think about it, this is still the buff that gives you 10% damage return on the smite when you smite the Gromp.
Yeah.
So when you consume a big minion, you get extra health and you get extra damage based on your percentage health. So all in all, it really favors Nunu as a tank jungler. Hence, you max consume now, it makes you very effective early on and scaling wise.
Overall, just a quiet game number 2, at least for now. G4 might be in a little bit of trouble. He has a lot of minions to back him up though.
Has a lot of minions. Rune gonna wait for the cooldown on his Rupture. Might be looking to find Cassiopeia out here. Nope, just backs off.
Yeah, G4 playing it safe. He has no vision on the left side, so he's gonna stick right a little bit. And right now, ISG Legends here, still looking to make things happen across the map. Hallelujah has been known to be that aggressive jungler, and it must frustrate him quite a bit to have his jungle taken away by 7X and not be able to do anything at all. Get spotted out actually. We'll be looking for the counter, gets the flash. The Rupture does not land though. It's gonna be G4 that lands his exhaust. They are looking for the teleport. Whoa! Petrifying Gaze completely airballing there. And the teleport is gonna get cancelled by LY4 as well.
Yeah, G4 gets taken very low. Has a good amount of mana to wave clear though, but this could very well be the Dragon for IGL. Feast is available for Rune, so he can secure that very simply. Valen might get tagged by the stun here.
Yeah, that's right. Valen does get tagged by the concussive blows now, but it's gonna be the back away defense here. IGL just doing it as much as he can. Rune now in a whole bunch of trouble. They want to try to turn this thing around. The Drunken Rage is gonna smack 7 right in the face, and blue buff should be taken right now by Hallelujah.
Yeah, in
as
the midst
well
of all of that, Rune had to blow his flash, whereas G4 still has his, so at the end of the day, it was 2 flashes blown by IGL for no kills and no advantages whatsoever, and BKT are 100 go ahead now.
Yep.
Looking very scary for IGL starting off.
Valkyrie as well as Rapier can't assert too much of the authority. Braum, the difference is that Rapier here does not have that insta-lock CC coming out for the side on his champion, so there is no instant follow-up as well by Valkyrie. It's not like you land a Morgana binding, toss out your boomerang at the same time, and you just deal a whole bunch of damage. Rapier here landing the Winter's Bite still allows some room for escape here. This is going to be quite dangerous for Lloyd. Is Rapier going to go in?
Rapier and Valkyrie sitting on the side might be looking to go onto this one. On the hunt is available. Where they decide to is another story. Quick draw away from that Winter's Bite quickly, and the Bangkok Titans are out of there. Balmy Cinder already completed on Hallelujah, so it should be the Cinderhawk enchantment here. Knowing that the bot lane has backed off, this is the window that IGL wants to do the Dragon, of course. Teleport not available for LI4, but it is for a Warlock. With the man advantage, IGL should be able to secure this.
LI4 making his way down as well, so they are playing the map way better than they did in game number 1. IGL here should secure Dragon number 1. You have LI4 traversing to the mid lane here. They're gonna easily hold that one, and now the first Dragon buff of the game, Dragon's Might here, will be going over to IGL. We've got On the Hunt being popped, but not to too much effect though. It's gonna be G4 and 77. They're just backing off from this one. They just want to reposition and back off.
Yeah, it's not at that point now where they can cross one map's worth of space, or one screen worth of space on the map so quickly, so On the Hunt not as useful yet, unless they group up for a 5v5. Not trying to catch anyone out though. LI4 goes back and picks up all that experience. Doesn't go to waste at all.
IGL here being a lot more proactive in game number 2 than they are in game number 1. This is showing a little bit of adaptation, the evolution of the game as the series goes over. We've seen in the LCS that some teams just do better in a best of 5 series. Let's see if IGL can do it. Hallelujah are getting taken out really low. The heal has been popped. We've got a disengage here from the explosive cast as well. Valkyrie has been popping very weird spell shield timings, honestly, this game. But still, that was a kill denied there coming out from IG Legends as Valkyrie makes it back to the lane in time.
Yeah, it could have been possible that he was anticipating the collateral damage and hence preemptively popped the spell shield, but didn't come through though. Bot lane going heavily in favor of Lloyd and Valen now. CS in their favor as well. Mid lane though, Rune still behind. G4 doing a very good job of keeping this Cho'Gath down. 30 CS lead and has the makings of a Archangel staff.
Ooh, G4 takes dodge on the petrifying gaze coming out from Rune, but the exhaust as well as the twin fangs coming up big. This is going to be G4 for the first blood. The teleport is not enough. The ignite is not enough either. LI4 with the whimsy. Gotta go fast, but aren't going to catch the slithery snake.
Yeah, that's the use of the exhaust right there. You can use it offensively or defensively, and in that instance, despite this small outplay by Rune, G4 was so far ahead that he can put a lot of damage down, and no mana from Cho'Gath means that he can't reply with any damage of his own there.
Cho'Gath is one of those champs. Oh, actually in the bot lane right now. This is going to be quite smart here from BKT, turning on the pressure, knowing that, you know, you have a lot of alleviation in the mid lane and in the jungle.
I'm very impressed by G4's Cassiopeia so far. He's been showing his
might be worth a ban.
proficiency on a champion that is traditionally not something you know G4 for.
I mean, he always had a pocket pick. He always knew he had that pocket pick. Just that, when is he going to bring it out? And I think right now, a 5.6 patch is really one of the best times for Cassiopeia to shine. Yes, she received some nerfs in the 5.3s to 5.4 patches. But if you think about it, sustained damage on those tanks is absurd. And she can itemize to be a tank buster with the Liandry's Torment.
Yeah, of course, a very strong champion pick now in the meta. Especially when used proficiently. G4 has the blue buff now, so he's going to be able to shove up the wave pretty mercilessly towards Rune. They decide to lane swap knowing that they can't take the 2v2 and
They're going for this one now. The rupture lands. It is going to be the flash body slam into the explosive cast. G4, you're not going to get away from this one. Rune goes nom nom nom. He gets the counter kill. It's going to be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 in the mid lane. Rune gets the return kill and they get to shove the wave up here. Valen rotates over from the bot lane to secure this turret with the Arrow of the Storm shield, but I don't know if they can keep it alive. Of course, 4 members from IGL just hitting on this turret so hard.
This turret is going down really, really slowly. Warlock making the flank down. Valen here with the Zephyr. Rune with the Rupture to try to zone out Warlock a little bit. And you're going to turn around with the Feral Scream. You're going to be able to disengage from this one. This is like the Colossal Titans slowly walking back to their own land.
Yeah.
Really, really slowly.
It's a slow-mo action film right here. And IGL might get caught out here. Uses the shield to mitigate most of the damage coming in. Braum. Very useful in that sense. And in the top lane, Valkyrie just shoves wave after wave up into that turret to deny that away from Warlock. But G4 is going to pick up the second one, so not too much loss there. Whereas in the bot lane, the return shove coming from Warlock. Someone has to rotate down to save that. It will be LY4 in this case.
Yeah. Whenever I think of Cho'Gath right now in League of Legends, my mind instantly goes to Kaiju. Oh, we've actually got the On the Hunt being popped here. They're looking for Valen. Can they get it though? Oh my goodness! The flash into the Glacial Fissure. They have to back away from this one. 2 flashes being burned there. Both one by BKT and IGL. Valkyrie looking to trade back and forth. Gets the Winter's Bite. Lloyd might go down here. The Ignite comes out. The heal bait jumps on in. That was a great bait by Lloyd. They get 2 kills out of that one. Lloyd gets the double. They're going to jump on in. Warlock with a twisted advance. It's going to be the 3rd kill. Will they give it to Lloyd? It's the triple. BKT with a huge turnaround. Way too greedy there by IG Legends.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what IGO was doing there. They popped On the Hunt, overcommitted with the Flash and Glacial Prison, but it didn't follow up for the kill, and they expended so much just to say, we're not going to chase this anymore. Very
and
strange.
Then they turned to Lloyd.
Yeah, very strange decision making. You have to think that if Glacial Prison was available for the engage onto Lloyd, it would have been a whole different other matter. But in this case, BKT come out ahead, 3 kills onto the AD carry Grace here with the Infinity Edge. Very scary position to be in if you're IGL.
This game just turned its head around here, Hungry Kid. I mean, BKT, such a good turnaround. I mean, there's nothing else for me to say there. Extremely good punish here. So much overextension coming out from IG Legends. They overcommit not only to Valen, but also to Lloyd, just because Valkyrie was like, oh, we've got this, guys. The heal bait as well.
Yeah, heal bait really big there, and IGL had the timer on the previous dragon. They did it without the knowledge of BKT. BKT only have a rough guess, and they guessed right here. Rune being the focus of a lot of damage now on Warlock on the back together with Valen. They're clearing out the pink wards. There are 5 members around this dragon pit. Do they want to face off against IGL here? The answer should be yes, because G4 has Petrifying Gaze. If you walk in through that small pathway, you could very well catch 3 or 4 members from IGL out with the Petrifying Gaze.
Yeah. The good thing about the new Dragon buff, especially now that the pro teams have adapted to it, is that the moment you see that special effect come out, it's just like, okay, guys,
yeah, true. You could still take the timer down with the...
with actually pretty high accuracy.
Yeah.
5 plus minus 5 seconds.
You get a turret pushing in the top side, so IGL come out ahead here.
Yeah, Warlock with the engagement. This is going to be big. Hallelujah gets hit by the Wild Growth. He will be trying to tank out as much damage as possible here. You're going to turn this around with the Smite already down on the side of IG Legends. They're going to back away. Cho'Gath has gone down as well. And it's just going to be the keep away here for the Bangkok Titans. They're going to continue on to this one. 7X really, really low, but he's a Nunu. He has the Eye of the Storm and the Consume. They're going to take the Dragon number 2 of the game, 1-1 right now in terms of dragons.
IGL, very strange decision making this game. Had he not outed Gragas instead of Cho'Gath, the fight may have gone very differently there. The point of the Gragas in this composition is just to use the explosive cast and knock everyone away to reset the fight. But after he's done that, you don't want to put any more buffs onto him. You should be buffing up your mid lane AP caster. Keep the Cho'Gath alive, and the moment he's still alive, you'll always be doing damage because of the Abyssal Scepter, or at least using the Rupture and the Silence coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be very worrying for IG Legends. We talk about the evolution. They seem to had it down a little bit in the early stages of the game, but right now it's just very sloppy. Very, very sloppy play coming out from IG Legends. They do not respect BKT at all here. They have to understand that Lloyd and G4 are the two main threats on the team, and you need to give them the utmost due respect here. And again, not much damage coming out from the ISG Legends team. They weren't able to finish off anyone just yet.
G4 has accelerated his build by quite a bit now, picking up that needlessly large rod. Whereas Rune only sitting on that one Fiendish Codex. Could be going to the Morel Nomicon, or even the Athenes this game. Of course, this is the patch where Athenes has got quite a big buff, I believe, in terms of relative...
More like power returned back to Athenes.
It's a good amount of mana regeneration and ability power, I believe.
Don't forget the magic resistance. That's one of the main reasons why people continue to pick up that item instead of Morello Nomicon, especially against a team that you know will be dealing quite a bit of magic damage.
Both teams just shoving up the wave very hard. Warlock in the top does get the advantage, denying a lot of experience from IGL. They're rotating up, and it is Hallelujah who is walking up, I believe.
Yeah, if you were BKT now, would you be kind of, not say overcompensating, but be happy with the position that you're at now and be willing to bully out ISG Legends?
The thing is, they can't get too
Whoa! G4 here
bit of a misplay there, I believe.
disappeared.
It was the explosive cast that was cast behind G4, but he flashed away, even though it missed. So at the end, although it looked kind of weird, BKT come out unscathed. Flash for flash, but explosive cast down.
We'll have to see. Can BKT take down this middle turret though? Good damage coming out from Lloyd here. Valkyrie gets chunked down to about 2/3 of the HP. Wave clear, members not available for the side of IG Legends, occupied in both the top and the bottom lane. This turret is going to go down to the Bangkok Titans as well. Yeah, 31,000 go to the 24,000.
Now they can rotate down into the jungle, get some vision onto IGL's side, and maybe find a pick if they have the position advantage, of course. They're very far ahead. They can brute force this. 4 kills onto Graves means that as long as he's alive, you always have the advantage. Instead, they're going to be choosing to push this bot tier 2.
It's great.
Good decision making. Rapier eats a bit of damage. Hallelujah, low on mana, but doesn't have the explosive cast up yet. So it's going to be very dangerous if IGL wants to defend this siege. BKT playing out of their minds this game. G4 especially so. 2-1 and 1, and so far ahead of Rune.
So here's the problem with the point of time right now. If we talk about the evolution of Cho'Gath now. Cho'Gath is not tanky at all at this moment. He has a little bit of resistance from the Abyssal Scepter. He does not need to buy health items because of his feast. Problem is that he's still a tiny Cho'Gath.
I think Rune has been playing this Cho'Gath pick a bit strangely. Normally when you play Cho'Gath, every time your out is up, you walk to the Razor Beaks, use the feast, up your stacks and become a bit tankier because you do get that passive extra health from killing a minion with feast. In this case, it's been off cooldown the whole game. Very strange, but seems like he has heard us. Starting to use the feast a bit more.
Yeah, eat the minion. Just eat the minion, Rune. Alright, Locket of Iron Solari completed on the side of 007X. We've got the Zhonya's Hourglass as the first core item here, or second core item for G4. Sarah's Embrace already completed on the side, fully stacked up with the tiers.
Once again, a very cost-efficient build coming from Warlock here.
Oh, yeah.
Spectre's Cowl, Catalyst the Protector, as well as the Warden's Mail. All parts and pieces, but they are the essential parts that give you the most resistances and stats, so interesting here, not paying for the recipe cost on any of these items just yet.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he doesn't tunnel in onto the Rod of Ages kind of build. He understands what he needs for the moment, and he just itemizes accordingly. And the moment that, you know, BKT starts to win those team fights, he'll just turn that gold into pure item efficiency.
That's completely fine though, because they have a lot of damage coming from Cassiopeia and Graves. You don't necessarily need the Rod of Ages AP to boost your damage output. Of course, your skills alone do a good amount of percentage damage in the form of Twisted Advance. Hallelujah. Gonna get spotted out here by Warlock.
Sapling being tossed out. They are trying to get a flank here. Rapier and Rune might get caught out. They're looking for this one. Oh wow, the flash initiate with the Glacial Prison. They're actually targeting the two tankiest members. They really want blood onto 007X, and he just routs them. all the way out of his own base. Oh, they get the knockup though from Hallelujah. Great Howling Gale. They're going to re-engage onto this one. Bangkok Titans here have the advantage. And right now with Lloyd in the middle of everything, they're going to just start chunking down everyone now. Hallelujah is so big, but 777X is still alive here. And Lloyd just dealing so much damage. Valkyrie forced to flash away, has the spell shield available. They're looking for a snipe here. LY4 looking to pick someone off. Can he find anyone at all? He's still looking. He's running away right now. 777X and Valen hunting his head down. And wow, Lloyd is godlike. 7-0-1. They find Rune right under his own turret. And they're going to take down this tier 2 top lane turret as well. Bangkok Titans are in the driver's seat. They are looking to win game number 2 with an 11,000 gold lead.
Yeah, if you look at these fights, it's always BKT coming out to hit because their 2 tanks can absorb more damage than IGL can. Hallelujah, tanky, yes, but he gets blown up immediately at Rune. The next one to fall here, they fire Valkyrie.
Petrifying gaze onto Valkyrie. Goodbye, Rapier. You have to say goodbye to your AD carry. Do you say sayonara as well? And Lloyd with the flash and critical strike gets the kill now.
IGL here not looking very comfortable in this composition at all. Lloyd 8-0-1, the main damage source for BKT. Now they're going to be looking to attempt the Baron, of course, with the Nunu, Cassiopeia and Graves. Blood Boil onto the Graves should make it very simple for you to finish that off, but not if 777X dies though. Teleport available for LY4. If they know this is being done, he can opt to teleport in and cause a bit of havoc with his ultimate.
No, that's not going to be the case though. It is going to be the Baron going down to the Bangkok Titans. Again, a sub 25-minute Baron. Cassiopeia as well as Nunu just does exceptionally atrocious amounts of damage onto the Baron. And right now, LY4 trying to get the money in the bank right here. The turret has yet to go down. Now got Baron buffed up minions. LY4, you either need to book it out of there or get the turret down really quick.
Multiple members from BKT collapsing. Should go down to him, and there you go. Uses the Whimsy, pops it and runs away. Now the third dragon of the game for both sides to be taken. They're 1-1 apiece now. But it should be BKT starting it up. Rapier spots Lloyd inside. He takes a lot of damage from Dragon actually.
Lloyd's just gonna... I think Dragon's taking a lot of damage from Lloyd.
Dragon's taking a lot of damage from Lloyd indeed, and it falls over to Graves, of course. 8-0-1, why not?
Infinity Edge, Static Shift, and a BF Sword. Hey. Some really wonder what the BF in the sword stands for.
5-4 members now in the mid lane. BKT sends their Warlock Maokai to start split pushing once again, and IGL don't really have a response here. They pop on the hunt. They might want to go in for this.
They are looking to go on this. It's going to be explosive cast already being used. They want to tunnel onto Lloyd, but Lloyd just does so much damage. Lloyd is still legendary. He's going to get a double onto Valkyrie. And gents, this could be the game.
Yeah,
they have the Baron buff. They are going to take down the inhibitor, and right now the Empower minions and the 22-second death timers are going to push it to win it.
Yeah, this could be the game. 20-second death timers as you mentioned, but 5 members strong from BKT here. IGL have no response, only Hallelujah LY4 alive. The first Nexus turret looking to fall in just a bit. Lloyd just in the back line, doesn't have any summon spells available, but auto attacks will do more than enough work. The second Nexus turret just gonna fall in a couple of seconds. And game 2 looks to go over to BKT here. IGL right now at match point and their backs are against the ropes. There goes game 2 over to BKT. GG to them.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was the perfect timing. Baron buff was still available. Lloyd goes in, eats up Dragon like it was breakfast. Yeah. And which buff did they get? They got the
destruction buff. Yeah,
destruction buff. Perfect timing. Push down 4 turrets, gets 2 kills, instantly wins the game. No, they did Baron at the 24.5-minute mark. And if you look at the total overall gold scores, no one has even hit 200 CS outside of G4 and Lloyd.
He has more gold than the mid laner and support combined, and that's a rather terrifying sign, I believe, when you're looking at just gold values in general. And I think the game really tipped over when Lloyd got that triple kill. He baited him in with the heal. And just, I think IGL looking very out of place in terms of synergy and communication. Maybe it was the flight over, you know, I don't know what it is, but